Okay, Stacy, a quick question. If during the week they wanted to go back to the recording, you're going to give them the link to the recording so they can watch it?
Yes,
okay.
And for anyone who knows, who's been following all the different virtual things we do, it goes on the library's YouTube channel, but I can also send everyone the link.
Okay, that'd be great because I am going to give you folks assignments to do. Yeah, you're taking a class with the college, and of course, all teachers love giving out assignments. But the assignments are designed to you to practice what we've gone over in class, and that's the goal. And like anything, the more you do it, the more familiar you are with it. Learning a computer is really hands-on work. So with that, I would like you folks to let me know who you are, why you're taking this class, and if you have a printer at home. And I do have your email addresses. Stacy provided that to me. And I just want to pull everybody to make sure that, yes, you do want the workbook. I think the workbook would be better for everybody than, it's really a student manual reference guide for everything that we've gone over. And there's some exercises in it, but we're doing them as we go. So you'll be getting files from me on those. So Shirley, you're the first person that comes up in a box for me.
So I'm Shirley Rout. I am a member of the Friends of the Maston Public Library. I am retired, and I am taking it so that I can deal better with the things I need to do for the Friends, being their secretary. I'm also hoping that you might get into a little bit of database and so forth, possibly. And that's how I will use it.
Okay, thank you, Shirley. Candace?
She's on mute.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Okay, thank you. I use, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I want to learn.
All right. Thank you, Candace. Lisa?
I do a lot of word processing. I do genealogy where I have to write out things. I'd like to, in the description of this class, I didn't know any of the terms that were offered there, so I figured I'd fit right in.
Okay, thank you. Sharon? And you're on mute.
Sharon, if you don't know how to unmute, it's the little microphone icon in the lower left corner. Just click it once.
Did that do it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Stacy's been wonderful, and I really appreciate everything that we get through the library. But I have some basic knowledge. I want to upgrade my skills. My grandchildren don't live nearby anymore, so I need more help than I'm getting. And I guess that's about it. I hope to write a family book, and I want to know how to put things, pictures, and other information into it, into the script.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Candace. Boxo Kids, I'm sorry, but that's how you're showing up.
Oh. I'm Debbie Knapp, and this is my husband, John Knapp.
Hi.
And I personally use Word at work, but I would like to be more proficient in it.
Okay. Are you self-taught or?
Mostly, yes.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And Lisa, we've done you, Candace, Shirley.
There's another Candace.
Oh yeah. There's Candace that shows up with a phone number, then Candace Aldridge. And you are muted.
Okay. I'm Candace Aldrich.
Okay. And what brings you to the class?
I just want to use it and I want to learn how to use more.
Okay. All right. And Debbie Proctor?
She's muted. She's muted.
Yeah, Debbie, can you
I'm trying.
We hear you.
We hear you now, Debbie.
It was trying to figure out where it was on the screen. I use Word a lot, but what I want to do is try to figure out how to incorporate graphs or pictures without having the type bring it all the way down. It's more like for newsletters.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good to know that you all do have some knowledge and basics. And I didn't ask this question. Forgive me for not asking you it. Do you all have Word on your computer? And just nodding your head with a shit. Nope. Debbie, I see you don't.
No, I do.
You do?
I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. Everybody else?
Yes.
I don't have it on my personal computer, but I have it on my work computer.
Okay.
Just so you know, even if you don't have it on your personal computer, you kind of do, because you can go online and you can access Microsoft Word for free online.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You have to make an account and things, but it's possible.
Okay.
Yes, and you, with that, not just Word, but you have access to their other products too. It may be a little bit, versions a little bit different than what I am using. And all of you, in the computer world, about every 18 months, they do an upgrade on computer programs with Microsoft. The version I have is Microsoft Professional 2016. You may have 13, you may have the home version, you may have Office 365. I mean, there's so many names out there. The book that we use is actually for 2013. There's not much changes each time they do an upgrade. The big upgrade they did was back in 2007. And since then, it's been, they tweak it a little bit. And so you might, get lost a little bit, but you can find it. And don't worry, you can't break your computer unless you pick it up and throw it. I have always told people who I'm working with teaching, because sometimes people are afraid to try something because it's new or different. You're not going to break it unless you pick it up and throw it. So with that, we're going to get started a little bit. Now, you can all see my screen, right?
Before you get to, I just have to ask a quick question. I don't have the other Candace's first and last name. So I just have to ask, what is your first and last name? I have Candace.
What phone number do you have connected with that name?
969.
969?
969-098-41202.
That's Sharon. So Candace, maybe you're in twice.
I believe I am.
Yeah, oh, okay. So there's really only one Candace. Okay, that confused me. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, and then the phone number is Sharon. I had you
Yes.
down as a Candace too. All right, so that's where the confusion is. All right. All right, so in front of you, I do have my screen up, and can you all see it?
Yes.
Okay. Across the top, where it says File, Home, Insert, Design, this is what they call the ribbon. And each one of these categories, if you click on it, you get more information. When I clicked on File, this is where you save something. This is when you want to create a new, I have a Word document opened already. If I wanted to have a new one open to start something new, I would do it here. I would also print from here. I would also export it to another location or to another file. During this program, we're focusing more on the other items that are listed. Like right now, I clicked on Home, and on the Home ribbon, we have Cut, Paste, Format Painter, and the clipboard in this little section right here. And you'll see that I'll be moving the cursor around when I talk about different things. This section here, you can see the word font, all deals with your typeface that you're using in different areas of it. Here is the paragraph. These are the different styles. Find, replace, select. There are things that during the course of this evening we'll be looking at. So the next thing I want to share with you is some shortcuts on the keyboard. Okay, so I'm going to pull up another file that I have opened and make this a little bit bigger. Tonight you're going to be, all your assignments will probably have some form of these items in here. Do any of you use shortcuts at all from the keyboard? Okay. Some people use them and some people don't. There is always more than one way to do something when you're using Word or any of the Microsoft products. And it's really up to you where you find comfortable with what you're doing. These are shortcut keys that you don't have to go up here to Home, to bold, or to italicize something or to underline. You can literally be typing along and you come to some words that you want bolded. By hitting Control B at the same time, you will do that. So I'm doing that, and notice at the bottom, my text now comes up bold. If I can hit Control B again, it unbolds it.
Mary, for some reason, we're not seeing your screen. If you're typing,
stop sharing.
No, we're on. Well, we were just on your syllabus.
Okay, there you are. Now, can you see it?
Nope. Now we see everyone.
Oh, and you. All I see is my document. Let's see. Share screen again. Can you see it now?
Now we see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. You can't tell as the presenter.
Yeah, I was seeing it fine. Okay. And I'm just going to type in a bunch of garbage. So I got several lines here. I want to highlight them all and change some things to them. So if I highlight them all, I can highlight them all like that. And then if I hit Control A, I've gotten everything on the page. If I hit Control A again, or actually just move my cursor somewhere else, it comes off. These shortcuts that are here help you when you're creating a document. The bold, copy, italics, they're all up on the ribbon too, and the underline is too, and the Control V. I find for myself that Control C and Control V I use a lot, especially if I'm emailing people and we get a lot of inquiries about different programs, and they're asking the same questions, so I'm providing the same information to people. I'll cut and paste and send it out. I have templates set up for different questions people ask, so then don't have to retype everything over again. Other ones, Control E, if I come down, and Control E is actually Control Enter. That creates a new page for you. But the one that I like a lot is the window and the right arrow, where you get to split your screen. If I do that right now, I can, you guys, what can you see right now?
We see your chart at the top, and we see your gobbledygook below it.
Yep, you don't see what's off to the right, do you?
No.
Well, it's off to my left, but off to my left, I have several Word documents opened and I can see them all. That the Windows button and those arrows allows you to have two documents open at the same time so that you can cut and paste information from one document into another document. So you can be working on two things at once. And I find that to be an awesome feature for work, because it's quite common that I am doing several different things. Like I may have a spreadsheet open where I have to take information from that spreadsheet and put it into a Word document. And it's nice to be able to see that right off to the side. And all I have to do is come back to where we were, and the little box up in the upper right hand corner where you maximize your screen, click that on, and all those documents that I was able to see have disappeared, and I'm back to where I was. That is a super good feature that for anybody, the person who mentioned that they want to write a book, it would be helpful for you, Debbie, who you're working. You might find it a nice feature for you to use too. So this shortcut listing that I have here, later on during the evening, I'm going to email it all to you so that you can have it. It can be a quick little reference guide. There are many more shortcuts, but for tonight, I wanted to kind of show you guys these shortcuts because that's things that we will be going over. So I'm going to close that out. And I have stopped sharing my screen at this point of time. The next thing we're going to talk about is a feature that, I'll be honest with you, this is a feature I don't use. And everybody has their own tricks of the trades that they do. One thing that I like to do, and the way I do it, I'll type something and then I go back and format it. Some people want to format as they go. Those shortcuts will help you format as you go. But it's not for me. And I think it has a lot to do because I've typed for a long time, and I learned to type back in the old days when we typed on typewriters. And the conversion is, you like using what you're comfortable with. And I don't know, for me, formatting is something that I do at the end. But the one item, and I'm going to go back to sharing the window again, and this time it's just going to be a blank Word document. This, you can see this now. This is what they call an orphan and a widow. That's when you're typing a document, and way down at the bottom, you'll have a sentence. You'll have one line of a paragraph that ends up on page 1, and the rest of the paragraphs on page 2. Most books and written documents, you don't want to leave that. And so to do that in Windows, you can set that up so it doesn't do that for you at all. And again, I'll be honest with you that this is, to do this, you go to the paragraph block here, and you can set line breaks and line pages. We already have our program set for Windows and Orphan. It's preset like that for us, so I never use it. But this is where you would go and turn that on. Later on today, I'm going to send you a document that you can kind of practice that with. But this is where you would do it, is under the paragraph formatting. And again, that's at home. You click on home, and that ribbon drops down so you can see it. And there it is. I'm going to do that again. Right under paragraph, you set the settings for it. Okay? All right. Now the next thing is page numbering. That, a lot of times we don't use it. Sometimes we do want to use it. If you're writing a book, writing a report, you may want to add the page number. And page number is under Insert. And you can see right here, can you guys see that where it says header, footer, page number? You click on page number, and it gives you a selection of where to put it. If you want to put it at the top, I click that on. You get several different ways to put it. You can put it in the top left-hand corner, the center, the right. I'm going to choose the bottom. And again, the bottom also gives you different areas to put it. You can also put it in the margin, and you can see the different areas. The current position. And you can also, when it comes to the numbering, I have to move your little picture off to the side. You can start with the numbering here. You choose. You can start at 2. If you didn't want your first page to have a number, you could set this to start at 2. And do as you want with that. Along with that, where we were under Insert, is the header and footer that people use a lot. If you were doing a resume, or maybe if you were you had letterhead for your organization, you would use the header. And they have pre-built in header designs already that you can choose, or you can make your own. I'm just going to go with, let's see, this one right here. I have my name, and then let's say first module 1. Word skills. I've just created the header. And then you go back to the header. I'm going to remove it, and there it goes away. Then you also have the footer too, and in the footer you can put the page number, you can put the date on it. Sometimes people, if I go back to insert, this right here is the date and time, and I click that on. Notice down here the button updated automatically. I'm going to hit OK. If I save this document and close out, tomorrow morning get up and open it up again, it would automatically put the new date for tomorrow in there at the bottom. You can set your computer to do that, and you probably all know that as you're typing, if I was typing September today, started out typing the word September, it automatic fills for you, and it can automatic fill the date for you. And you just hit enter after that goes. Creating header and footers, people use them for whatever different reasons on it. Now, when working with the header and footer, it automatically selects, and it's in the insert ribbon. The version that the text manual you will get will tell you that it is in the design ribbon, which it no longer is. They put it into the insert section. Then also with the header, you can actually edit the header. If you wanted it to be less, you can. You can also, let's say I was doing my resume and I wanted my resume to be, my name to be bigger. I can change the size of the font, make it bold, come over here, and then my name would be up there bold, right in the center. Highlight it, come back to the home screen, and select where I want to put it in the center. Also here you can see that it has the left justification, that's the center justification, that's the right, and then here it is justified. Sometimes you have books or manuals or things that the left side and right side are straight down, the print is, and there'll be spaces sometimes a little bit bigger than normal between the words, and that's how they get that left and right justification on it. Now, also, the next thing that, and am I going too fast? Say something to me.
No, go for it.
All right, good. All right. So another thing, okay, I'm going to call up another document to share with you. So I'm going to stop sharing and go back to Microsoft Word, or go back to my computer and pull up another file.
Mary, while you're doing that, I did have a question that I answered, but I'd like to have you weigh in on it. So the question is, do the shortcuts apply to non-Microsoft products?
Yes, sometimes. And I say that, hang on a moment.
My experience has been Google Chromebooks are different in some of the hands.
Yes. It will depend. Like, for example, the college gave us what is called a VPN.
Mm-hmm.
It's a special number and setup so that I put the VPN, followed the instruction, put it onto my home computer, and it allows me to access my computer at work. I have all my files, what is exactly on my desktop. You know how you save something to your desktop and it's only on your desktop? At work, we have a desktop that nobody else can see. It's my desktop, only I can see it. Then we have a G drive, which is our shared drive, and other people can access that because we work together and people will need other documents that I've worked on. So this VPN allows me to have total control of what's going on in the office. I have to leave my computer on in the office and I can work on all my files from home. I have noticed that the shortcuts do not work in the VPN, especially when you get into Excel and there's a shortcut in Excel for control and the quotation marks, and it will automatically fill what was in the cell above it. It won't work in it. Cut and paste does, but there's little things, and my granddaughter is using a Chrome notebook that some of the shortcuts do not work at all, and it's her schoolwork, and you know, I'm like, well, if you do this, and it's like, oh, that doesn't work on the Chromebook, and it gets a little frustrating. Yeah, but these here will definitely work in Microsoft Word because they are Microsoft shortcuts. They were designed by Microsoft itself. Anybody else right now? All right, so this here, can you see that document? Probably not. Did I do it right? Because I'm not seeing you guys. Share screen.
Mary, there was one more question.
Okay.
How do you make the header or footer on only the first page?
I think within the header link, all right, let me get back to you on that one. And I will say that, yes, I do use that. It's frustrating at times when you open up one and you don't want it on the second page. I will get back to you on that. All right, promise you I will do that. I do have this document in front of us here that oops. I want to talk to you about another great feature, and this is for the person who takes minutes and at work. Have you, and Debbie at work, have you ever used Find and Replace? Well, it is a great feature. Sometimes I'm working with documents that might be a contract, and the same contract we use over and over again, some of the agreements we have. We have one agreement that's like 8 pages long, and I want to replace that business name. I always use Find and Replace for it. And where you find that is under home, off to the box with you have find, you have replaced, find. If I click on find and let's say the word employees. Let's see if there are no
try R, something that gets used a lot, like ARE.
okay, results are just the letter R.
Well,
Notice here.
I was thinking ARE because we use that all the time.
No matches.
Oh, not in there.
Just the letter itself. You know what? The name of the company, Bricklayers. And they say no matches, huh? 3 results. Notice that it tells me it has 3 results. That document that I use at work, there are 57 times the other company's name is mentioned in that document. What I do with that document is go to home, over here to replace, and that word bricklayer, I'm going to change it to employee or employer and move you folks, and I'm going to say replace all, except I didn't spell employer right. They made 0 replacements in your selection, but we know that they found. Now down here it had bricklayers. Now it's got employers accidental form. I'm going to try that again, but this time I'm going to put employer up here and bricklayer down here. I'm going to hit replace all. They made 1 replacement. And all done, they have made 3 replacements now. And you can use this throughout. That find and replace, for those who work in Excel, it's also in there. If you're looking for somebody's name and you have a mailing list of 50 people and you're looking for one last name or somebody's name, it's a very good tool to use for that. So that's the find and replace tool that is there. And you can find and replace one item, you can do more. If you had accidentally misspelled, let's say you had Dan Smith throughout your document and you found out his name was Ed, you could use this tool to change all those Dan Smiths to Ed Smith, making that correction. All right, now copying and moving between files, that is another nice feature that you can do with Microsoft Office. I think right now, if I open a new blank document, is that what you're seeing?
Nope, still.
So I went to stop sharing. All right.
Yep. It
So,
just stuck on bricklayer.
Now you have a blank document in front of you.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to, I don't know if this is going to work. Did I stop sharing?
Nope.
And what do you see?
A blank document.
You see blank document. All right. Right now, I'm seeing that bricklayers document that we had up before. I'm going to highlight a paragraph and do Control C and bring that. Now, do you folks see a blank paragraph paper?
Yep.
Now I do Control V. I just cut and paste from the one document to this document. You are unable to see the first one because I can't share two documents at once. So that is very simple to do. You can also
can you show everybody the same thing you just did, but could you cut that out and then paste it like down below just so they can?
Well, I'm going to do type some more letters here. So I have that here, and notice that I have a different format than what this document is, where Dear Mrs. Agent. I'm just going to take a moment here to highlight it all. I'm going to go back up to Home. I'm going to select this font here, and I'm going to make it all the same size, 14. All right, so now I have this bunch of, I have some words here that make absolutely no sense, but it's not where I wanted it in the paragraph on this page. If I highlight it and do Control C, come back up, move my cursor up here, Control V, it pastes it right there for me. Now I can go back down here where I didn't want it. It's still there. And if I highlight it and do Control X, it cuts it out. That is with the keyboard. I can also do this with highlighting it, going up to Home, and do Copy up here. Come back down to this part of the paper, go back to Home, hit Paste. It's the same material there. Notice you're like doing an extra step by coming back up to Home. Now I want to hit Cut, and I do Cut. That's going to be your choice. There's no right, wrong way. You do the way that you feel comfortable with. I think the more efficient way is to use the keyboard shortcuts. But, you know, it's up to you to be comfortable with the way you're doing it. And as I said in the beginning, sometimes there's more than one way to do something in Microsoft Office. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 different ways to do that. So you can use that copy and paste. See this paragraph? I'm going to copy it. I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to paste it. I want to paste it again. Notice I can just keep pasting it. I can also do that if I'm sending out the same email to people, but I want to like personalize the first line to it. I would say, hello, Susan, then paste the text of the body in there and kind of be able to generate email after email with the same text by just doing that Control V, Control C and Control V. It makes it kind of nice and easy. All right, later on in the program, we will do a little bit more with using the clipboard for the, as we will paste some objects on it and such. It gets a little bit more advanced, and we'll do that later on. Okay, so that was all the material that was in Module 1. Now I have some assignments for you. And do all of you have printers?
Yes.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is share one of the assignments with you, bring that up on the screen so we can talk about all right, and you're probably not seeing it yet, right?
Right.
Right. Here's assignment 1. And this, what I would like you to do is if you're you can either print it out, or if I send it to you via email, you could actually do a split screen, bring up the document from your email, do the Windows and the right arrow. This document would be on the left-hand side of your screen, and then open up a blank page on the right-hand side. And you're actually typing what I have already typed for you here. But when you do it, follow the instructions that are written there, and that will tell you this is an exercise here to use the Control B for underlining, for bolding, the Control L for underlining, and the italics for Control C. Also down at the bottom, I have you type a letter, and I would like to see you try it with the keyboard shortcuts instead of going up here to home and doing the bold in these items, to use the keyboard shortcuts. So that is one assignment. And I call them assignments because when I was teaching computer classes, yes, the students had to turn it in and it was graded. For you folks, they're just exercises to practice. And that's what you really need to do, is practice these shortcuts that you are seeing. Another one of the assignments, and you may get whited out again, is assignment number 2. And it stopped sharing, right?
Yep.
I'm kind of getting used to it.
It's like every time you change your screen, you got to share all over again.
Yes. This is about moving the cursor and lining things up. And we talked about lining things up using these 3 items right here. Also, with moving the cursor, I didn't mention this, but to any of you, other than moving it around like this, you can also move, if I put the cursor right before the word there, if I hit Control arrow, it goes to the first letter of every word in the line. If I'm using the down arrow, the Control and down, so it's going to the first. If I use this Control and the right arrow, it takes me to the first letter of every word. Control up takes me upward, Control down, downward. If I'm at the end and I do Control left arrow, I start going to the left. So this is about using your cursor and centering the page. And again, the alignment, centering the address in the center, doing a right alignment so that it ends up, it's for you, it's a letter for you to type and kind of format it to see what it's using what we've gone over today. Now I'm going to close out this and save it, and I'll close out this one and save it. Okay, and I have another one that I'm going to bring up and show you. It's in the D drive. Sorry about that. That needs to have my flash drive in. All right, now this one, assignment, I ask you to put your name in the header and print out a copy. You do it for yourself, print out the copy. But there are some auto features in Microsoft Word. And this, again, if you're typing this document, I want you to print it out, put it next to you, and then type it. If you follow along with it, like I'm going to put it right here. If I do 1/2, 25.
Mary, I don't think that the screen you're on is what we're seeing.
We're
on an exercise with a Ms. Lopez in it. Is that where we're supposed to? There you go.
There you go. Sorry about that. I just typed 1/2 word, yeah, 1/2. See what I typed? The minute I hit the space bar, it automatically formats it to 1/2. So you can see here, these are everything that's written here. If you type it the way it is written, you will see how Word automatically formats things for you. The copyright sign, it does it automatically. You use the parentheses, C, and then the right side of the parentheses, hit, then do a space. You automatically get your copyright sign. Same with trademark, registered trademark. A lot of times people don't know this too. Right here, see these lines? A lot of people will draw them in, but in Microsoft Word, if you go to the hyphen, use the hyphen 1, 2, 3 times and hit enter. Oops, that didn't do it. Okay, I use the hyphen key. I use the shift and the hyphen key, and I typed it in 3 times. 1, 2, 3, then hit enter, and it automatically threw the line all the way across. If you do the equal sign, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's not doing that for me here. Did with that one. But try and follow the instructions here and see what you get on it. Then you may have seen people who throw in happy faces on things. It's the colon and the parentheses will give you the happy face. The colon and the left side of the parentheses will give you the sad face. Also with these, just so that you know too, anytime that you wanted to change the font size, like see these happy faces, if I wanted to make them bigger, I would highlight it, go back up to home, and change this. I could change it up to 30.
Your highlight went off somehow.
Yeah, highlight, home, 36, and I can make it bigger. Okay. Also, and I don't think a lot of people realize this too, when it comes to the font size, Microsoft has these numbers built in, but you can actually change it to 13. You can put in a number up there and it will automatically change it. It comes pre-programmed with these numbers. But even if I wanted 13 and a half, it'll change it. That will do that. That's nice if you're doing certificates or if you're doing a newsletter or something where you want to change the font, or if you have a picture and you the space is small and you want to put a caption underneath it, that comes in handy.
Or if you're doing a calendar with events.
Yes, I bet you Stacy has done that.
A lot.
A lot. Okay, so we actually have just gone through module 1 tonight, and I think that's a lot of information. And what I'd like to do is send you the files and have you folks open them up and start working on them. And I will stay online because if you have issues, if you do the split screen, you should be able to also see the Zoom. And even if you don't do the split screen and you just focus on the assignments, your Zoom will automatically collapse and be down at the bottom on your taskbar at the bottom. You'll still be able to hear us. And if you need to ask a question, you can pop up that Zoom, put it in the chat or unmute yourself and just go ahead and ask that question. Okay. I see a lot of faces here. Are you guys okay with that?
Sure.
Sure. Because you really, I mean, we could go on and we could keep doing stuff, but you got to practice what is in front of you a few times, or it just doesn't sink in. You got to do it kind of in chunks and practice what you, what has been demonstrated to you to actually practice it. So while you guys are, I'm going to stop sharing. So we have this whole screen. I'm going to still be online here, but I'm going to send you folks these files. You'll probably have, I'll probably have to break them down into at least 3 emails from me with attachments that will have the files in it. If I did them all at once, it probably won't go through because the files would be too big. So I'm going to do it 3 emails with, I think there's 3 assignments and that have the word assignment to them. And then there's one that's taught policy and the instructions for policy. It's a document called policy and then the instructions. Okay, so I'll be right back with you, or I'll still be with you, and I will be sending this stuff off to you. All
I'm
right.
just curious, did everybody find out new things they didn't know about before? Because I did too. I found out some tricks I didn't know, so thank you. Handy stuff.
Could I ask what that trick was?
I didn't know about the split screen, honestly. And I didn't know the parentheses C made a copyright. That I wish I would have known. I always used to just go and Google copyright, and
Are you still there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I used to just go and do a search and try to bring up a copyright symbol in somebody else's work, and then I'd cut it out, like copy it and paste it into my. That works, but your way is a lot easier. I didn't know. There are so many things that you can do with Word that I don't know that anybody can know them all.
And, you know, it all really kind of depends on the job you have and what you do.
Yeah, yep. It's true. What you use, you remember the most, and things you don't use, even if you learn them, but you don't use them, you lose them. It's like anything. That's why practicing with these documents you're about to send, that's a great idea, because if you do it, it'll stick in your mind, at least for a while.
I think so.
I agree with Candace Aldrich. She's going to use the split screen a lot. Yeah, that's a really good one.
And I just started using that in this past year. I
Yeah.
did not know about it myself.
Oh man, when I think of all the applications for that,
Yes,
it's going to be amazing to know.
it will be. And at work, we have a big screens. When I do go into the office, I just want to hug it. I ended up with too many documents open, that's for sure. All right.
Oh, somebody's asking, once they have done their assignments, do you want them back?
Actually, I don't need them back. They're for you to practice. And that's the important thing, is that you practice. Now, if you have issues with it, ask questions.
Yeah, because we'll be here, so just chime in. Chances are, if you're having an issue, somebody else is too. Does everybody have their email open that you use to register for the class? Because that's where she'll probably be sending it. So you could be ready that way.
Stacy.
Yeah.
I have my other computer on and I brought my email up on that.
Oh, that's okay. Then you won't need to print it. You can just look at the other computer and type, look at one screen and then type into the other. Yeah. Better for the environment anyway.
I'm getting a message that whoever has the email, I'm going to try it again, cutting and pasting it. Microsoft is telling me that it's no longer a valid email. I think it's because I had deleted some things. Okay.
Would it be easier if you sent it to me, the documents, and I'll forward it to everybody?
I have you CC'd in.
Oh, okay.
I am going to, one person is not going to get it. And I got to figure out who that is. Let's see. Well, actually, you know what? I'm just going to send it to Stacy.
Okay.
Because you have everybody set up where you can send them, right? You can just forward it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just sent assignment 1, 2, and 4 to Stacy. And now I'm going to do the other one. And the issue, I can tell you what the issue I am having right now is that Stacy's document that she sent your names on doesn't line up perfectly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. And so it's hard to cut and paste. That is one thing about cutting and pasting is the things have to line up.
Can you highlight the whole row of emails and then pick them out, pick up the whole column and then plug it into the it won't work? That's how I like to do it. I just discovered that.
That is what I was doing, but the very first one is not in line.
Oh.
And it won't go.
I am sorry about that.
That's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Well, if you send me the documents, then I can do it pretty easily.
You should have the documents by now, I would think.
I don't.
You don't.
Oh, wait. Let me do this.
I have mine, Mary.
Okay.
So who didn't get it? I can't see all of you because I'm in my email. I can only see one person. Is there?
I did not. Debbie Proctor.
Debbie didn't? Is there anybody else who did not?
Lisa Fox.
And Lisa?
Shirley didn't.
Okay, I'm just going to send the stuff to everyone.
Sharon Lockmeyer.
Let me go in and get the emails.
Now you're unmuted.
I didn't either.
Okay.
I didn't get it
I'm
either.
just going to send it to everybody. It's probably easier that way.
Thank you.
Okay, so the second one just left.
Such as community character. It can be population density or distribution that you have to take into account.
I am hearing somebody's sound on something, just so you know.
That is mine. I'm trying to mute it.
Wide ranging, and we'll be going through it one by one. So like I said, what is an agency? An agency is a public body which has jurisdiction by law.
Okay, everybody, I just sent assignment 1, 2, and 4 out. And now I will send out the module 1 practice document. It's coming. But you've got you should have a bunch any minute, any second.
There it is.
Yay.
Do you want to agree that everybody works on number 1 first and kind of do them in order, and then the module practice is the last one?
Okay, so number 1 is coming. Here it goes.
No, not yet. There we go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You want to do it on my computer?
I like seeing everybody's comments. I'm glad that people are finding things of value.
Okay, here's my question. What I want to do is split screen. So I hit the window and the arrow, and nothing happened.
And when we're talking about the key that's the Microsoft window key.
Yes.
And nothing's happening?
No.
What kind of computer do you have?
An HP.
An HP. And it is with Windows?
Yes.
I really couldn't answer that.
I think because she didn't open up a new Word document in order to get the split screen. That's what I had a problem with.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Yep. And it makes logical sense. You got to have something else open to, because right now I did it and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different screens open. I see the Zoom to the right, and that was the one that I was at when I hit the Windows arrow. And all the other ones that I had open that were minimized, they popped up on the left-hand side. Now the booklet, it has to be printed at the college and it will be bound. We could either send it directly to you, or to make it easier, probably get it out to the library. If you could pick it up at the library.
Yeah. Whatever is easier for people. Can you hear me?
Yeah, fine. Sounds good.
Oh, okay. Because now
Sounds
I
good, Stacy.
can't see everything because I've got a million things opened and Zoom is just a little tiny. So I'm like, I don't remember if I muted myself before I did all this or not.
Yeah, and it may be up to 2 weeks. The way the college is operating, they're limited staff, and the person that does all the printing for us, I know she comes in on Mondays, but she prints for the whole college, so I don't know when she'd be able to get that totally done.
Possible to send the library the workbook as a digital file, I would be willing to print it on our printer for everyone, but it wouldn't be spiral bound or anything. But
how many pages is it?
It's actually, it's 111 pages.
That's a lot of pages.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is. I was thinking it was smaller. I might have to retract that offer.
And let's go with a college, because she'll put a cover on it and it'll be bound, and that you will be able to easy recognizable kind of protected a little bit too by being bound. Okay, so you guys working on your things right now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll stop talking. I know what I'm going to do. Here's another tip. When you don't know how you did something, recently I was using the tracking feature for making changes in a document, which we will do later on. And I did something to it and I didn't know how to take it off. So I ended up Googling how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Google is your friend. It has a lot of answers for you. And it was really kind of interesting because it gave me the instructions of what to do. I used the split screen so I could have the instructions to the left and I could be doing it on the document. And it had me go to the file menu of the document into a place that I had never gone before. And I thought that was very interesting that that's how I had to take what I had done off the document, because I know that's not how I put it on the document. So sometimes Microsoft is kind of interesting.
Get down.
Thanks for bearing with us.
Mary, when you're done and you're using the auto format key on assignment 4, how does the key go again to get the straight line across using the hyphen?
If you, hang on a minute. Shift and let's see, that's the hyphen. Okay. Okay, the hyphen key, hit it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, then hit enter.
Ah.
And if I use shift,
yep, that's what I missed, the key 3 times, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I do want to go back to, if I could get people's attention a little bit, the issue about the header. I kind of freaked myself out because some things look different than what I was used to. So I do have a header over here in this document. If I go to insert, all right, there's the header and footer. The header, and click on the blank one. Now I'm in header. I'm going to type my name. Once you have more than one page, you then go up to design, and under design across the top, there is the header part there, and I want to make this screen the biggest screen. Hang on a minute. I think I have too many things open that I can't seem to. Can you see a document with my name on it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go to insert header, edit header. Then it takes you to design, and you can click on design. Now I have control of the header. And notice right here, this is how you close it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you on a different page, different first page, you're gonna, if I had more pages, I think I do have 2 pages here. And if I click down and look at the other page, my name is there. Back to design, click that on. And I want a different first page. I click that on, and now my first page is going to be different than my second page. You see that?
Yes.
Lisa, you said yes?
Yes. I don't see it on the first page now. Can you scroll down, scroll up?
Yep. That was the question somebody asked earlier.
Yeah, that was my question. Can you put the header on the first page and not on the second page? Okay. It's on the first page.
Let's look at the second page.
Yeah. That's
So
my problem.
here, hit design.
Yeah, I can't get it to be a header just on the top page, the first page.
Okay. I'll be back with you then in just a moment.
Okay. I'll be here.
Mary, somebody says that if you use section breaks, it will work to not get the header on the rest of the pages. I don't know if that helps.
Well, I'm going to try it.
I don't know how to do it either.
That makes me feel better.
I feel like this happened to me before, and I feel like I gave up. There was something I was doing. Sometimes Word just has a mind of its own and it doesn't cooperate.
Wait a minute.
Right. I found a good site that tells you how to do it. I'm gonna put it in the chat, the link. Well, maybe. If it won't let me, hold on. That's not where I want to be. Well, won't let me do it.
That's what it says in Google, but it's not working.
And everything that the instructions on Google, they don't work.
The ones, did you go to the Azura Pacific page? Because it depends on your version of Word how you do it. I'm sorry, I can't cut and paste the link into the chat. It won't let me.
I specifically asked for 2016 because the header and footer is different in 2016 than it is in 2013.
So in Mac Word 216, it says select insert on the ribbon, then header or footer. Then you're going to select header. And then you're going to select your preferred options, which is, that's where they, so they show different first page, different odd and even pages. You want to click, you want to check mark show document text. And then select close header and footer. Is that working?
I don't know.
And then there's another set of instructions in case that one didn't work. You could try, go to insert on the ribbon, click on the header icon and select header, or select edit header. Locate the design located under the title header and footer tools. Check the box different first page. And show document text. That help anybody?
Yeah.
Let's see.
It had worked for me.
It worked for you?
To not have the header on the first page. But Lisa's asking to have the header on the first page and not to have it on.
Right, and that's what this is.
Yeah. Now,
or maybe no, header footer for the first page only. Did you have, in that last one, did you have different first page and show document text both checked?
Yes.
And it didn't work?
Didn't work.
Well, and I don't know. What if you unchecked show document text and leave different first page? Does that do anything?
That doesn't solve the problem either.
Well, then
you could. Now I did find the instructions, like somebody had said, the selection, and you're making me think here. Lisa, what specifically are you trying to do?
If I have a logo to put on my letter, I only want it on the first page of the letter. I don't want to take up another whole inch on every successive page. I want to just have it a logo on the first page saying where it's coming from. Must be possible because people do it.
Yes, they do.
What are they using as a title?
I think, let's see. When we get into the section on word art and inserting, I'll show you how to put the object on the page and it won't show up on the other. It won't be in the header itself. Because you can go outside the margins and put it like your logo that you're talking about. And under insert, later on we do inserting objects, and this will be a graphic object that you're putting in. And I'll show you how to do that. And you should be able to lay it up across the top.
You can put a logo in the header.
Not in the header, on the page.
On the page.
Yeah, outside of the margin. Okay, you know how the page, typically your page document, normally there's a 1-inch margin at the top, 1-inch margin on the top. You can actually put a graphic that goes into the margin.
Okay.
Okay. And then it won't be in your header where it automatically shows up on each page. It would just be on your first page. You'll build up to it. Okay. Probably in about the 3rd week, you'll be doing it.
Okay.
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 Can I ask you a question, Mary?
Mm-hmm.
Can you open a completely new Word document?
Right now?
Yeah. To try, see, my Word is too old to be useful on this computer, and it's Mac besides, so.
So you want just a plain document?
Yeah, just open a new one and then just try, what does it say? I lost my spot. It says putting a header on one page only is really easy if it's the first page. I mean, that's what it says. When you open the header or footer section, the design tab that opens has an option called Different First Page located in the Options section of the ribbon menu. Click the checkbox beside it and enter the header for your first page in the usual way. This only adds the header or footer to the first page, leaving the rest of your document blank. You can then add a different header or for the rest of your pages or leave them blank.
Okay, so I opened up a new document.
Right.
And I stuck in a header.
Uh-huh.
What is next?
So on the design tab, that opens, has an option called Different First Page located in the Options section of the ribbon menu.
I got that. Click it on.
Click the checkbox beside it and enter the header for your first page in the usual way. And then see if you type a little bit and get it to go to the second page, it shouldn't have a header, according to this.
I still got a header on the second page. But you know what?
That's so weird. Because everybody's saying the same thing. And this site's a really good site, so I don't know.
It's kind of interesting though, because the first page, the header is a bit darker than on the second page. Second page is very faint.
Huh. But it's there. It's not supposed to be there.
I'm going to close that out and do a different page.
I was just thinking that maybe if we were trying using the same document over and over, that, you know what I mean, it was messing it up. Like it would have to be a fresh document, but clearly that must not be the case.
Sorry to stop you. I'd be glad to get the answer another day instead of wasting all this time tonight.
Lisa, I don't know what you just said to us. You might want to type it in the chat because you broke up.
You know, I just did it again on a clean page, and every time I went 3 pages down, and it's a very faint header. So I'm wondering if it shows there, but if I was to print it out, it wouldn't be there.
Can you tell if you do a print preview, does it show up?
Yeah, it shows up in blue where the first page is in black. Yep, it shows up on all 3 pages. Page 2 and 3 are light blue, and first page is black.
I guess the only way would be to print it and see.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means if it's in light blue.
Sorry.
No, it's a good question. It is a good question. Maybe you want to make, you know, I mean, I have my way of putting our logo on things, and I don't use a header, but a header would be a nicer way to do it in a lot of ways if you could make it work properly.
Yeah. Between now and next week, I'm going to see what I can come up with.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so.
Oh, Shirley, you did it?
Yes.
How did you do it?
Okay. I'm going to have Glenn explain it. Okay.
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 I inserted a section break. So what I did is I opened a document, Word document. I got 1 page. I inserted a header, and I wrote page 1 header as my header, just so I'd know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to the document and put in the text page 1 so I knew what page I'm on. And then I insert a section break after that.
When you're in the text.
When I'm in the text. So now I have a 2-page document, and the header's the same on both of those pages. On the second page, in the text, I then wrote page 2, so I would know I'm in page 2 when I look at it. So now I'm in the text on page 2. I double click on that header, and in layout, and then in design, there's a thing called link to previous. If you turn that off, then page 2 or section 2, which is page 2, does not link to page 1.
Oh.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think you're the first person in the world to figure out how to do it.
And then you delete it.
Because everybody says this other thing that doesn't work.
And you have to delete.
Well, you delete it, the header in the second page.
Yeah, delete the.
And then you have to delete the header in the second page.
Right, you would. That makes sense.
It'll be there, so then you can delete it without changing the page 1 header.
Right, because otherwise, yeah, it won't work. You'll be deleting everything.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Now,
great. Good thing we recorded it. Now the whole world will know how to actually do it.
And we'll pay you double.
Oh, good.
yeah. Now I just want to clarify. So when you deleted the second page header, It did not appear on the third page.
Yeah, well, put a third
Or
page
did you
in.
have to go in and delete
He's gonna
it?
check right now.
Yeah, that's a good question too.
Yeah.
Actually,
Why is our first page heading?
I didn't delete it.
Hold on a moment. Oh, I did, though. This one? Here we go. No.
It's not on page 3 either.
No?
Okay.
So once you unattach page 2, the rest will be unattached. Good to know.
Correct. It's only on page 1. And so now you can have separate headers on each page by using section breaks.
Yeah.
Lisa, did that make sense?
I will have to try it on my own. I'm getting a little bit dizzy and tired.
Well, you know, I'll have Glenn sort of type it up too.
That would be lovely.
Stacy.
Yeah, if he does that, I could put it in the YouTube description.
Okay.
If that's
Thank you,
okay.
thank you.
Yeah.
I've been stumped for years on that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Well,
Especially
thank you.
since all the
Google
everybody
gets it
else's
wrong.
directions are wrong.
Yeah.
That's not helpful.
That probably depends on which version of Word you're using. So what I'll do is note which version of Word I've got.
Which version do you have?
I don't know offhand. It saves it as a DOCX file, whatever that is.
I don't know off the top of my head. Do you know, Mary?
And what did you say?
DOCX is a current
It's not a DOC, it's a
file.
DOCX, so it's a newer one, but it's not the
Fine.
latest.
Yeah.
On Windows 7.
But where's the line for new with that?
I don't know.
Is it 16 or I don't know either.
It's not 16 because I'm on 16.
I had it in 13. DocX, I think, was new for 13.
And that might be what I've got.
Oh, maybe.
Okay. Now, it is now almost quarter after 7.
Did anybody have any questions about the actual assignment? Any of the assignments? Anybody get stumped on what we were supposed to be doing?
No,
No?
No.
Easy peasy?
so far.
You liked all those shortcuts, I bet.
I don't think you talked about block letter format. And that's one of the things in assignment 2.
Okay.
I looked it up, but I don't think we talked about it.
No, we probably didn't. I don't recall talking about it. And do you all know how to change the font size? And I did walk you through changing it a little bit when I was cutting and pasting there. But the text itself, which actually you get in basic, changing the font, going up and changing the font in the home menu.
Yes.
You can do that. That's a question. Yes, you can do that, right?
Yeah. I looked it up and it said it's the usual way of typing letters. Everything is single spaced except for in between paragraphs, and that's a double. And the way it was aligned.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was getting a little confused.
What the heck is that?
I was
It's
thinking
getting
the
late.
font being type of a block type of letter style.
Yes.
But no, block page format, the block is that way.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Okay.
That's what the
No,
assignment said.
I
Yeah.
actually misunderstood too. I thought you were referring to the font, not the
Style of letter.
Yeah, the page format. Yeah, block is everything's justified to the right. And then, yeah,
To the left.
instead of
To the left.
Tabbing over for the indentation of a new paragraph that you would do how we were all taught when we were younger, right?
Right.
And now today they tend to black everything. All right, so next Wednesday we'll do module 2 and 3, and we will start doing columns and inserting symbols, changing the layout a little bit, inserting word art into a document. So we'll start kind of advancing. And the course does kind of move pretty fast too. But I think you're going to find that you'll pick up tips that you may not have known, but you'll also kind of reassure yourself that you probably do know a lot about Microsoft Word. But now this is kind of more formalizing your knowledge because you have been using it.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. So good night, everybody.
I have one question.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Sharon.
Oh God, it's gone. The key that you put on the screen initially with control.
The shortcut.
Control, yes.
Yes.
Were you
I'll send that to Stacy.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll do that right now.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much for this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Have a nice
Bye,
night,
everybody.
everyone. Bye.
Nice to see you, Sharon.
Thanks,